Even as I'm playing, this beautiful instrument is already like beginning to warm up and open up to the sound. So I'm hoping that as I'm playing throughout the this demo that you'll be able to hear how much more this instrument is going to open up. It's just wonderful. Just throughout the scale and my warm up from earlier, lots of just wonderful ringiness. Just under my ear, I'm hearing all the little clouds of ringing and spinning notes, and it's just such a joy to be able to hear how active the wood is on this instrument. It has an open sound. I wouldn't say that it is super loud, but it definitely fills the room. So it's not a loud instrument, but it projects. And so projection and loudness are two slightly different things. You can play loud, but the sound won't go out as far. If you project, you can play softer, but the sound will go farther. So I feel that this, from what I'm hearing under my ear, and a little bit out of my right ear, that this instrument is a bit more projective than it is just loud. Responsive this instrument is to slides. I can kind of, just shoot my hand up and down, and it's easy to slide around and to get around. So I like how the instrument is reactive to that and how I can change the quality of the slide. Not a lot of instruments can handle it, and so it's nice to know that this one can. It also has a fairly decent sounding Sol G sound. There is the tiniest little dip in quality and sound as you go up. It's hardly noticeable, but of course a change in strings can kind of amp that up just a little bit more. But really it's like a 10 to 9.7 difference of what I can hear. But it's still projecting, and it still has a really nice sound up in the Sol G position. And I do really enjoy how easy it is to transfer from one string to another. I don't find myself having to readjust. The transition is just very smooth, which is nice to know. I'm going to switch up my set list just a tiny bit because I really want y'all to hear how lovely these open strings are and how much they ring. I'm going to do a quick little tuning check real quick. Is professionally set up. It has a tailpiece that doesn't have any fine tuners in it except for the E, and so you have to rely on the pegs to tune the A, D, and the G. But one little hack that I found is that if I push on this part of the string up here, if I push on it, it sharpens it, and if I tug on it, it flattens it. So that's a little hack that I like to use. And so that's whenever I was tuning it, I'm sure you noticed that I was pushing on it to make the A a little sharper, and it sharpened it. It happens 95% of the time. I've only encountered 2 instruments where it doesn't like that hack, and it's just very much I will hold this one note and it's not changing. So but that's only happened to me twice. Such a nice ring. song today, so I don't quite remember all the little nitty gritty bits about it, but that's the gist of it. But I hope that y'all heard as I played the chord, da-yum-da, that G and D just kept going, and it was like my own personal little orchestra in the background, and I loved that. It just like kept going, and I could hear it, and it in a way helped me tune myself because I was hearing this go on for so long. I was able to tune my other notes and kind of compare it, and that's just a cool little thing that I'm able to do because this instrument is just so ringy. So yeah, that's just a cool little thing. It's an extremely ringy instrument. I love how smooth I was able to just glide up the E string and to shift around up here. Very slidey, very easy to move around. And it just has like this like really throaty vibrato at times, and I wish that my vibrato was, you know, more consistent. I'll have to practice that, but if I had maintained my consistent vibrato, it was just the whole thing would just have this beautiful throaty like wah 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 sound. But it had moments where it did do that, and it was so pretty. So overall, this instrument is a very nicely balanced loud instrument. It definitely projects, but it's not like so piercing and just abrasively loud, but it projects, it fills the room, has a lovely sound, is able to sing out, nice dynamic range. It feels really nice under in my ear, and it feels very nice to play. It doesn't feel sticky or difficult at all. The neck is in nice shape. I've recently come across a couple of instruments that have a V shape, but this one's nice and round. I do love the round necks, but yeah, y'all should come check this one out.
Wonderful. Thanks for the demo of this Neuner German Mittenwald violin. So it sounds like they knew what they were doing back in the day, and it's even more pertinent these days. I've heard these violins are actually coming into demand and increasing in value and going up in prices. So that said, you know, I hope if this is for you that you snag it while you can. So thanks, my friends. Thanks, Catherine. Play on, all.